Okay. Why the fuck do I always start this weird? Um, Hello and welcome to the Long Day's Journey into Film podcast. Should I say it movie podcast? Because it is a movie. Oh, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is episode number 13, and it's our Halloween special. It's not going to be anything special other than we're going to be talking about horror movies, and it'll be on Halloween. And happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Hopefully you're watching some good horror movies and whatever the fuck else people do on Halloween. What do people do on Halloween? Trick or treat, dress up, get completely drunk. I don't know.
Yeah, party.
Fuck yeah. So today we will be discussing some classic slasher films from the 70s and 80s. We'll be talking about in chronological order because we are
Release order?
Chronological order. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna be talking about them in chronological order. So we'll be talking about Texas Chain Saw Massacre, Halloween from 1978, I think it is.
Yeah.
Texas Chain Saw Massacre from 1974, not the remake from the early 2000s. Friday the 13th from 1980, and A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. So we will be talking spoilers for all of those. So if you don't want to be spoiled, maybe go check them out because they are classics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So should we just jump directly the fuck in? Just
Sure.
jump in. Just dive into the kiddie pool. Off a diving board without really thinking about the consequences of diving into a kiddie pool off a diving board.
Dive into Camp Crystal Lake.
No, we're gonna start with Texas Chainsaw, right?
Yeah, but like lake.
Oh, dive into the. Man, I'm stupid. Okay. So starting out, we got. We got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, from 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. So what's this movie about, or is the title extremely self-explanatory?
I mean, it's about I don't remember the fucking names, even though I just watched the movie. But this woman and her brother go off into
Sally?
what?
I think her name is Sally.
Yeah, it's Sally. Sally and her brother Franklin head off to visit the grave of Hardisty's grandfather, Sally Hardisty's fucking grandfather. I butchered that. To investigate reports of vandalism and grave robbing. Anyways, they get down the road and run across a hitchhiker. The hitchhiker's weird and shit. So they go off to visit their grandparents' house, I think it was. Right?
Yeah, where they find crazed hillbillies. Is hillbillies like a slur? Rednecks? Crazed cannibals? Backwood folks.
Yeah.
With
Even though it's not the woods, it's fucking.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the desert or some shit.
But yeah, they stumble upon a nearby house which has fucking the legendary and iconic Leatherface,
and they get massacred with a chainsaw.
played by Gunnar Hansen. Rest in peace. Isn't he dead?
Rest in peace, brother.
He's dead, right?
I don't know. I really wanted to read up a whole bunch of shit about this film, read up about it and the production and all kinds of stuff and look into the behind the scenes and stuff, but it just didn't get to. I kind of feel like I've failed in that department, but I've seen the film a good 4 or 5 times. Most recently I saw it in a drive-in theater a couple weeks ago, which was really awesome seeing it on the big screen. It's just a very intense film, and it really works to see it on a big screen like that.
I don't think I've seen any classic horror movies on the big screen. I think I fucking talked about this last episode. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or at least episodes ago. Anyways, this movie, it's very, what's the word? Grimy, I guess? Like grimy,
yeah,
sweaty.
Yeah, a lot of
You can
Yeah,
smell the movie through your TV screen almost.
yeah, it just smells like rotting flesh and like just dirt and sweat and blood. It's very good. It's very gritty, and it's very when the violence happens in it. You know, like the first. Well, there is a scene when they pick up the hitchhiker guy, and he's weird, and he like pulls a knife out and cuts himself. Then he like cuts up the handicapped brother in a wheelchair, his arm for some reason.
Yeah, he deserves it. I'm just kidding, but like, I mean, fuck, God, the brother is the most annoying fucking character in the movie. I swear to God.
He is, but I also like him. Like I kind of like how he's just like he's
I
always
mean,
like bitching about something,
I
or
get it.
like he's almost like a comic relief in a way. Like at the beginning, he like gets out to piss and like rolls down the hill, or like yeah, later he's always like mad or like pissed off or like complaining about something, or like he gets really paranoid that the guy's gonna like follow him and try and kill him or something.
Because he's a bit paranoid, but like he's fucking crippled. Is that
Yeah.
a saying? Crippled? He's handicapped. My bad. Well, good. He's handicapped, and he's in a fucking
You
wheel.
fucking ableist.
I think he's been in a wheelchair all his life. Because like they talk about how the fuck he get over here. I guess someone carried him when he was little, and the guy's like,
Oh, get down to the pond or whatever, or lake.
yeah. But I mean, I get it. But at the same time, he's still annoying because he's like just sitting there fucking blowing strawberries because he was left alone in the fucking house. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah, so this film, it starts out, you see like a fucking, what is it? It's like a bunch of corpses like stacked or like put together. What the fuck is that?
Because, I mean,
They're like saying there's like grave robbing. There's
yeah,
like, it's like a news report and like, so like, that's something, later in the film, you know, when eventually we see the whole like cannibal family, with Leatherface and everyone. Are they robbing the graves to like eat people, or are they just doing that to like get skin and shit? Because like they have like all that like stuff around their house, like fucking.
I would say, like both because I know cannibalism is touched upon in the movies. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
and like I'm pretty sure they're inbred also.
yeah, they don't seem very
Intelligent.
yeah, yeah, like Leatherface. That's one thing about Leatherface I really like. Is like he's not like a cold, calculated killer like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Michael Myers. He'll just like walk out and just smack you in the face with a sledgehammer, like crush your skull and like I don't know. I really like him, especially in this one. I've seen a few of the sequels. Maybe I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I really like him in this. He's a really good character.
Like a fucking nice household, he'd be like a friendly giant, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like the family's kind of using him, just to like maybe he's not even really completely aware of what he's doing. Like he's kind of
He's not all there, pretty much.
Yeah, and he also seems kind of he's also a bit like I don't know if clumsy is the right word, but like I don't know, just like how he's like he's chasing the girl around and he's like cutting down the door, and then like that is actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. Then like later, I think it's like the father, I don't fucking know. He's like yelling at him like, why'd you cut down the goddamn door? Like you wouldn't see like like Michael Myers or someone getting yelled at by their father for cutting down a door. I don't know. It's just like that type of thing. It gives it a different vibe to it, which I really like.
A bit of dark comedy, kind of.
Yeah. Which in the sequel, Texas Chain Saw Massacre 2, is it 2 or part 2? I'm not really fucking sure, but which is also directed by Tobe Hooper. That movie's like a straight up comedy. Like it's not even trying to be like serious or disturbing, which is a very odd choice. I don't know what's up with that movie. It's pretty good. It's not nearly as good as this one, but yeah, this one definitely has dark comedy elements to it.
But it was the world's introduction to Bill Moseley, and so that's like really why I want to see it.
The sequel? Wait, that is Bill Moseley? What the fuck? Chop Top Sawyer. What the fuck? I need to rewatch that. That's a good one. It's got like Dennis Hopper. I remember he like He like fights Leatherface with a chainsaw. They have like a chainsaw duel.
But what was the thing? Oh yeah, like the sequel. Fuck, what was the thing?
Bill Moseley, Dennis Hopper with a chainsaw.
Oh yeah, it like I don't fucking remember what I was going to say.
Oh.
It just seems very tonally different. Like it cranked everything up to 11 in the sequel.
Yeah, it's not. It's not even like trying to be serious at all. The sequel. But like I remember it being good. Like I remember it being decent. I also saw 3, which is just kind of. I don't know. It was just kind of meh. I don't remember much about it.
Opening to is it 4 or is it like the New Beginning, Next Generation, I think, or something?
I haven't. I've only seen the first 3 and the remake with what the fuck, Jessica Biel, I think.
But I just remember the opening of the movie has yet like they like fucking come across Leatherface and he's like walking through the desert or some shit and he like cuts off the trunk of a car and throws it. That's
Oh,
all I think it might be the one with Matthew McConaughey. I'm not sure.
that's 4. I want to see that one. I heard it's funny. It's got like a really fucking low rating. It's got like a on Letterboxd 1.9. Like that's fucking low for
Wow.
Letterboxd. Like wow, yeah, I want to see that. It looks funny. I
I
haven't
mean,
seen. I also kind of want. I hear. I hear they're not good, but like, Texas Chainsaw. What is it? A New Beginning, I think it is. What's the remake? Hold on. Yeah, there's like the remake that has a sequel, and then there's Texas Chainsaw 3D and Leatherface. Kind of want to see those as well. I mean, they're not. They're all pretty lowly rated. They don't look that good, but like I don't know. I'd like to see them.
I've not seen New Beginning, I don't think, but I have seen. Oh wait, I've seen bits and pieces of New Beginning, but I've seen the 2003 remake.
Yeah.
Or like it's been a long time. I was a kid when I fucking saw it, but I don't remember it being that bad to be honest. I mean, like I kind of have a soft spot for like the 2000s horror.
Yeah.
It,
Same.
I don't know, something like about the atmosphere was right, but the scripts were not.
Yeah, I just remember the remake kind of being
It didn't do
uh
anything the first one.
yeah, it was like the original but like more modernized and didn't really have any of the same charm and it felt just a bit more generic. Um anyway, back to the 1974 film. Uh uh um the movie's really like brutal. Like when the first real kill when the guy walks into the house, it's like looking around and Leatherface just comes out and fucking
Yeah.
smashes him in the head with a sledgehammer. Actually, like most of the deaths in this movie are from the sledgehammer. More like the Texas Sledgehammer
Massacre.
Massacre. Am I right? I think the only guy that gets killed with a chainsaw is the I forget what's the Handicap brother's name. It's like
Franklin?
Franklin. Yeah, I think Franklin's the only one that gets killed with a chainsaw. But like that's kind of brutal. You know, they're like going through the woods or whatever, or like the brush, wherever the fuck it is. Then
Yeah.
just Leatherface just runs up and you just see it from behind, and like you know, like even though you don't see it, you know, he's just like tearing him apart with a saw. But anyway, like you know, the first kill, when Leatherface comes out and kills the guy with the sledgehammer, like it's really brutal and there's a lot of impact to it, and then it hits them again, kind of like going back to how they said like how they kill, yeah, how they kill the cows in the fucking meat factory or whatever, which is kind of I'm not sure. People say this movie is like the whole point of it is about like it's got like a very vegan message or something. Like you know you shouldn't be killing animals because they're
I've
just
heard
like
that before, but I've never followed the theories too much.
yeah. I didn't really look into it too much. I just see it as a good movie. Anyway, like when most of the kills in this, they're not really gory. Like there's like not a lot of blood and gore in this at all.
No,
Like you know,
not
for being
really.
known as like the most like, or like you know, it's got such a reputation of being so like you know disturbing and violent and brutal. It's really not got a lot. It doesn't have a lot of you know, like when he kills people with a sledgehammer, you don't even really see anything. It's just more of like the impact of seeing someone get hit in the head with a sledgehammer, even if it's like a
Well, I
little bit
mean,
farther away
his
or whatever.
body like is fucking convulsing there for a minute, but that's about it.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's really effective because they're not just trying to show you like a close up of something gruesome. It's just like it's from kind of far away. It's like the camera's back a little bit. And like I don't know, there's really something impactful about the violence in it without it having too much blood or gore, which is really cool because like I love blood and gore in horror movies, but like I don't know, just being able to do it without it and still have it be like very visceral, I think is good. Also, there's the part when Leatherface he kills the girl. He like puts her on the hook, like the meat hook. That's such a brutal kill. Like I don't know why. It's just like something about like the idea and like the way it's executed of like he picks her up and like slams her on it. Like the idea of having like that hook just like shoved in your back is like, and then he's like cutting up her boyfriend or whatever like right in front of her with a chainsaw. Brutal.
Skim the fucking the hitchhiker, which is the brother of the face. He gets fucking hit by a semi truck.
Yeah, just gets plowed right the fuck over.
You expect to be like fucking a splatter of blood, but nah, you just fucking get fucking stomped. Not stomped, but like.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people getting run over by those types of trucks, and like sometimes it looks like that. Like you just threw like a dummy under there or some shit, which is odd.
It felt realistic. It like compared to fucking like Resurrection.
Oh. Yeah, fucking kid runs out and gets. That's still like that's actually probably one of the funniest scenes I've seen in something. Like unintentionally funny is that scene in Resurrection. Yeah, that was like. um, anyway, yeah, all the violence in this is very realistic, and like I want to say it's kind of grounded in reality, but like there is something a bit like over the top about like the cannibal family, especially like that dinner scene, which is great. It's probably my second favorite movie dinner scene, maybe second to the one at Eraserhead, because it's such a great dinner scene. If we're to
I've never
rank all the great cinematic dinner scenes there are, what was I saying?
Something about the dinner scene being.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit like over the top. I don't know the characters, just like and like they bring down like they bring out the grandfather or whatever, and like I don't know if is the grandfather wearing like a Leatherface type mask, or is that just how he's supposed to look? Because like he looks fucking ridiculous. Like with the like, it just looks like he's wearing a rubber mask, but like he looks, I don't know, he looks funny. I like shriveled up and looks like he's dead. Is he even?
He looks fucking dead when she first sees the fucking grandpa. It's like I think the attic.
Yeah.
Or something because she runs up in there and he's sitting there and the fucking grandma is skinned alive.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she like jumps out the window. Just like fucking she jumps out the window like twice, doesn't she? That would like cut you up really bad, wouldn't it?
She fucking tries everything to get away. That's for sure.
I love the part in the dinner scene when they're like, "Oh, Grandpa's gonna kill her," and he's like trying to hit her in the head with the hammer or whatever. Like he just keeps missing. Like something about it is like like you said, it does have kind of dark comedy because it's like that scene is like very intense and like when it's like zooming in on her eye and shit when she's like sitting there and like it's very intense and kind of disturbing in a way that because like you don't really know if she's gonna get. I mean, maybe if you're watching for the first time, you don't know if she's gonna get like eaten or like killed or whatever the fuck. And he's trying to kill her, and it's like it seems like at any moment he's gonna hit her in the head, but he just keeps missing. Something about that's so funny to me.
Slapsticky almost.
Yeah, yeah. I can see why they made the sequel a comedy because like I feel like something about the way it's executed, and I think the sequel's directed by Tobe Hooper as well. I might be wrong. Pretty sure it is. Like he just kind of took the comedic part and just kind of like made that the whole movie. Let's see, what else do I gotta say?
Ed Gein, or Ed Gein, whatever. How do you pronounce was the
Edward Gein.
Yeah, because he was a grave robber back in. I think he did kill 2 people, but he's primarily a grave robber.
Yeah.
And he inspired this movie, Psycho, and I want to say something else, but I don't remember what that something else is.
Didn't he? Was he the one that made furniture out of skin?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like fuck. It's not since I didn't just rewatch it. There's like a shot of like some kind of furniture made out of skin in this, isn't there?
Yeah. It's one of the scenes with the fucking girl. She like runs into the house, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. The one girl, she like runs in to like the room that's just covered in like feathers and bones,
Like
and like she's just
feathers and like
screaming and screaming. It's like that, and like there's like teeth and shit. Yeah, that's a good scene.
you look
Um,
at the couch, and the couch is like made out of fucking bone.
yeah, yeah. There's like skulls and shit all over. Then she just turns around. Leatherface just comes in and just wait. Was that when? Is that when he like hits her in the head with the hammer and she just like goes down? And like the way it's like he swings the hammer down and like it hits her in the head and like she goes down too. Like I said, it's not gory, but like something about it is just like so like
Visceral?
visceral. Just the way it's like boom, like right on the head, and she just goes down to the floor. Um, yeah, yeah. Also, this is a very noisy fucking movie. Like a lot of screaming and like the chainsaw, which is another thing that's like different from like other classic slasher killers. They're usually
Really?
like silent, but like Leatherface, he's just like chasing. He's just like chasing the girl for the last like 20 minutes of the movie, just like chasing her around with that noisy fucking chainsaw. Um, yeah, I remember like maybe the second time I watched this, I was trying to watch it really late at night, and like it was so fucking loud. I had to turn it way down because it's like that whole last like I don't know what is last like 25 minutes, half hour, 15 somewhere in there. The whole
Yeah.
part when he's like chasing the girl, um, which is great. It's a great like third act. It's so noisy, but that is one thing I do feel like it's kind of like I don't know how would I say it. 2/3 of a movie and then a really great third act. Like I feel like everything kind of goes down at once. It's not too long. It's like what, like 84 minutes, I think. But like I feel like there is a stretch of it that kind of nothing really happens, which there usually is in this type of movie. But I don't know, it's not boring. It's just that part's a lot more uninteresting than the interesting part of it with Leatherface and everything.
Yeah. I don't know if I have too much more to say about the movie. I mean, the cinematography, I don't think we mentioned much, is absolutely fantastic in this film. For
Yeah,
such a 70s film. Actually, I feel like I'm fucking insulting like every decade. Like,
yeah. 70s have great fucking cinematography. So.
yeah, I should say maybe like more so, especially for a horror film of the time. Not
Yeah,
some
yeah. It was
70s film, but
yeah.
70s
Some were a
horror.
bit more bland than this one.
I mean, the fucking long still shot of the fucking desecrated corpses at the beginning of the movie
Yeah,
while
yeah.
you're
That's great.
listening to the radio broadcast. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention the fucking radio broadcast goes on for a little bit into like the part where they're in the van, and like every fucking, it's just so morbid. The news,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no good news on the radio throughout the movie.
Yeah, it almost feels like, this whole incident will just become another like morbid thing that'll be on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a thing it says like it's based on a true story, doesn't it, at the beginning?
Uh, yeah, it has that little like title fucking card all. I don't remember exactly what it says. I should have wrote it down.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I have too much more to say. The I love the last scene. I really love that when he's like, she escapes and then like they're chasing her, everyone's chasing her, and she's just screaming and screaming. And she runs into the road. The guy gets run over. The truck stops because it ran someone over. Then the guy gets out, sees Leatherface, and he's just like, "Nope," and just runs like books it back. That's kind of funny. And yeah. And then when she gets in the truck and drives away, and she's screaming with like blood all over her face, and then the like classic um fucking Leatherface swinging the chainsaw around with like the that's such a great shot. It's like very iconic.
I love how the movie just pretty much cuts to black. He's
Yeah,
just sitting there screaming and chainsaw and cut to black.
yeah.
Anyway,
Should I give my rating?
oh wait, I didn't read it yet. Fuck. Yeah.
I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. I really love it. Actually, the first couple of times I watched it, I didn't love it. I was just kind of like, yeah, it's fine. Originally I gave it like a 6 out of 10. I'm fucking stupid. But yeah, this is a great movie. It's one of my favorite 70s horror movies, and it's up there in like my favorite horror movies, I'd say. Yeah, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. It's very solid.
Very solid 8 out of 10 movie for me.
I kind of wish I would have delved into some of the behind the scenes and stuff, like I said earlier, but just maybe looked into a bit more, maybe read more about the interpretations, the entire things about veganism or whatever the fuck. Or
like BTS featurettes on my DVD, I just have 4 commentaries.
Damn.
Yeah. I wish I would have watched some. Maybe we'll do like a reprise of this episode at some point.
Oh, on Texas Chain Saw Massacre, not just this entire episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just talk about these same 4 movies every Halloween, as long as we're doing this podcast.
No, I'm sure we'll talk about these movies once again at some point. Maybe perhaps when we're covering the entire franchises as a whole.
Yeah, I do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre episode. Since I haven't seen all those, I've seen all the Halloweens, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm fucking slacking in all regards. I have not seen most, like, I think the only fucking franchise I've seen for a horror movie, all of them, is Puppet Master and Scream. Which Puppet Masters are kind of a weird. Oh, and Evil Dead.
There's only like 3 Evil Dead movies. Well, I guess 4. All right, yeah. I guess that's a full franchise. Yeah, I've seen like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. What else? Final Destination, Saw. What else? Fuck, I feel like I've seen more than just those.
Oh wait, I've seen all the Final Destination movies.
Oh, Hellraiser. Duh.
Oh, we good with that.
We only did a 3-hour episode on it. So should we get on to Friday the 13th? Wait, that's not the next one. Hold up. Halloween? Should we get on to Halloween?
Sure. Which
show?
This movie, I was very underwhelmed with this movie, to be quite honest. I've heard so much praise and just talk about this movie all my life, and I was expecting something amazing, and it did not live up to those expectations.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of same. I think I like it more than you do. But the first time I watched it, it was a year ago. I think it was last Halloween. I'm not sure. I watched it. I was like, I'm finally gonna watch. Actually, I couldn't have been on Halloween because I was doing that big October and September. I watched like every horror movie, and, like, so I must have watched it earlier in the month because I watched the whole franchise. Anyway, yeah, it was like, oh, I'm finally gonna watch Halloween. So I was really looking forward to it. I was like, okay, it's decent. And like after rewatching it, not having as high expectations, I still kind of feel the same, but I think I maybe like it a little bit more. Yeah. So Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, from 1978. What is Halloween about?
Halloween is about Michael Myers, what should we call him? A serial killer because he kills his family.
Yeah, is this technically a serial killer movie? Because I don't think of slasher movies as serial killer movies.
I don't either, actually, and it's kind of. I wanted to talk about like this genre and its lasting impact on horror movies and the film industry as a whole. Like we'll get to that later.
Sorry, I just love that score.
But you don't particularly think of serial killer movies and slasher movies as the same thing.
Yeah, because something like Friday the 13th. Oh, what the fuck am I bringing up that for? Something like this, where he's going around killing random teenagers. I just see it as it's a lot different than something like Seven or like Cure, where it's like, the planned, meticulous killing, and I guess you would call like Michael Myers as like a disorganized killer.
Yeah.
Compared to like John Doe in 7, where it's like all planned out. But it pretty much is the same thing. It's just it's going for something completely differently, like thematically.
Yeah, but anyways, in 1963, 6-year-old Michael Myers brutally murders his 17-year-old sister Judith, and he gets locked away for 15 years. But on October 30th, while being transferred for a court date, he steals a car and escapes Smith's Grove and returns to his quiet hometown of Haddonfield, Illinois, where he looks for his next victim.
At 21 years of age, I think he just turned 21.
Yeah, I never really quite gave Michael Myers an age, because when I was younger, he's a shape to me.
Yeah, that's the thing is they say that they say like 15 years ago and like now on his 21st birthday or something.
Yeah, he's 21. I don't remember. I'm not familiar with Halloween sequels, but I don't think it's until, correct me if I'm wrong, Halloween 2, where they established that Laurie Strode is his sister, or they're related. But that's only in that fucking timeline.
I forgot.
It's like 4 different timelines for Halloween.
Yeah, there's like Halloween, and then there's like, let's see. Yeah, Halloween 2. I remember liking Halloween 2. I remember just saying, it's decent. I actually just watched Halloween Kills the other night. And last night, I think, actually. Was that last night? What the fuck? Anyway, I rewatched that, or I didn't rewatch it. What the fuck? Which is a sequel to the 2018 Halloween, which is a direct sequel to this film. They just kind of did that thing where they like retcon the entire franchise and just did a direct sequel. And Halloween Kills is kind of a remake of Halloween 2 in a way. Kind of. I don't know. Anyway, it has a lot of it has some, I don't know, they're in a hospital for most of it. That's about it. Anyway, yeah, there's like Halloween 2 where he's just it like takes place directly after the first one and he's like killing people in a hospital. Then Halloween 3 is completely detached from the series. And like they even like I think they're like watching Halloween on TV at some point in it where it's like Halloween is like a movie in that universe. Which it has nothing to do with it. Which I think the original idea for like the Halloween franchise was every movie was going to be a different story set on Halloween. It wasn't supposed to just be Michael Myers. I'm pretty sure that's the story. But people just liked Michael Myers and like the slasher thing so much they just stuck with that. Then there's like Halloween 4.
It's Halloween 3. That's like standalone.
Yeah, Halloween 3 is standalone. I think it was originally supposed to be called like Season of the Witch or something. I might be wrong about that. Let me just look at. Yeah, Halloween 3 is like decent. It's not terrible. Then Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. I really don't even remember what happened in that one. There's like Revenge of Michael Myers. Curse of Michael Myers is really that's the one with Paul Rudd, where it's like there's like a cult who's like, what the fuck even? I don't even remember what the fuck that. They're like going after giving birth to Michael's child. What the fuck? Michael has a child? I watched these all last year, and I don't remember a fucking thing about any of them. H2O is like the 20 years later.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like a direct sequel to Halloween 2. And I actually like that one. That one's okay. Halloween Resurrection is just like, that was just bad. There's like a Busta Rhymes is in it. They're like stuck in they like lock themselves into the Myers house for like an internet challenge or some shit. What the fuck is that movie? Yeah, that one's stupid as fuck. Yeah, then the Halloween from 2018 and then Halloween Kills. And also the 2 Rob Zombie movies, which are okay. They're not terrible, but they're not really good in my opinion. Anyway, back to Halloween 1978. So what do you think of it? You're underwhelmed?
Yeah, I was very underwhelmed. It was not what I was expecting, even though I don't really know what I was expecting, to be honest. I mean, it's got great cinematography. If that's about it. I didn't really care for the story. I mean, It's very. I don't know. I don't really have much to fucking say about it.
I like the pumpkin at the beginning. Oh fuck. In the beginning. In the beginning. The beginning. What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know. I like the slow zoom on it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like the whole opening scene. The POV or Michael. He's like when he goes in and kills his sister. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
The
Yeah,
idea that fucking Michael Myers, 21-year-old psychopath, is driving a vehicle is kind of hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I guess he just figured out how to fucking drive on his own somehow.
Yeah, even though he's been locked up and
and he stalks for a good portion of the movie in the fucking car.
Yeah. Isn't he driving down the middle of the road at one point?
Yeah.
He's when he's Lori and her friends, he goes by him and one of them yells something at him, and then he stops. He's driving in the middle of the road. Maybe he doesn't know how to drive. Anyway, yeah, this film, I could see why you think it would be kind of a dated basic slasher, but I think you kind of have to look at it for being at its time. It's not before the slasher genre wasn't nearly as saturated. Kind of like in the Last House on the Left episode, how we talked about maybe that film isn't that disturbing now, but back then it was the most shocking thing ever. Like this, I feel like it kind of. I don't know how many slashers, how many real legit slasher movies were before this. Because obviously Texas Chain Saw and Black Christmas,
Deadly Night, and I think 62.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is really funny.
I don't know why it says fucking 62. Not Silent Night, Deadly Night. Fuck.
Silent Night, Black Christmas?
Silent Night, Bloody Night. My bad.
Yeah.
It's 1972.
I've seen the Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, and I think it's just called Silent Night, but I haven't seen the original. Anyway, anyway, yeah, I don't think it's it is a pretty basic slasher movie. I think some of the things, like you said, the cinematography and the score, I fucking love the score. It's one of my favorite scores. By John Carpenter. He did the score actually. I'm not gonna try and recreate it. I feel like that elevates it a little bit. It just feels like a really solid slasher movie to me. I don't think it's great. I don't really love it, but I don't think it's just average. I think it's just a very solid slasher movie.
I gave it I know I'm kind of just jumping to my rating here, but I gave it a 5 out of 10 pretty much. I'm very in the middle of the road about it. I don't want to write it off just after one viewing, but I don't know, I'd have to see it through another lens, or rewatch it another day feeling a totally different mood to see if I like it or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wanted to note that they were also watching The Thing from I always get the titles mixed up.
The Thing from Outer Space, I think it was called.
No, that's It Came from Outer Space. It's The Thing from Another World.
Yeah.
Which is John Carpenter goes on to remake, I think, after this film.
Yeah, big time foreshadowing there.
I don't know if John Carpenter knew he was going to make the film at this time, but
yeah, I mean, obviously you probably like the movie, to remake it and to put it in here. So, yeah, I really The Thing, that's a better movie than Halloween in my opinion.
Oh, fucking by far, The Thing is one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Definitely. Let's see. What notes do I have? When Michael steals the car, Loomis, Dr. Loomis. I like Dr. Loomis. Who's Donald Pleasance?
Donald Pleasance. He's he's always a Pleasance to see on screen, if you know what I mean. he's in the film. He's probably like the high point of the film, in my opinion, for me at least. He carries the film for me.
Yeah, I really like him. He's good in all the, even though the sequels are trash. Most of the sequels are trash. I like him in all of the ones he's in. I remember in I think it's like part 4 or part 5. There's a part where he's like yelling at like a little girl. it's like a little girl who's like traumatized because she almost got killed by Michael Myers, and he's like yelling at her. I forget which movie, but I remember that being funny. Anyway, after Michael steals the car, Loomis says like the evil is gone from here. And, like Loomis is always going on about how like, especially in the sequels, even more so than in this one, how like what a terrible evil being Michael is. Even though like apparently he's never spoken a word since he was a little kid and like killed his sister, which is a bit odd. It's like, what is he getting that he's such an evil being from? If he never
said a fucking word, then like,
I guess just he gives off bad vibes.
How much do you really know about your fucking patient, Loomis?
Yeah, like what does he do? Does he just like show up like every couple weeks and say like, "All right, Michael," and like sit there with him, and he just gives him gives him dirty looks, and then it's just like this man is the personification of pure evil. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that like looming feel of like Michael. He's not even like human. He's just like pure evil. And I feel like that's kind of what his character is. He's just kind of like a personification of like pure like motiveless evil. You know, he just like he'll just like walk up into someone's house and just stab him to death or whatever. Like I don't know, it's kind of cool. I like that. I mean, he really doesn't have any motivation for killing people other than just because, I guess.
But I mean, yeah, that's Halloween for you, 1978.
And like like the whole reason he even stalks Laurie, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, is like because her and that kid, they like went up to the Myers house to like drop off a key or something. Then he just like follows her around, like kills all her friends, which is kind of like creepy. Like that's really the only reason. It's just like, oh, there's someone. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of creepy, but yeah, it's pretty basic slasher stuff. I just think it does it well. Like the kills in it, they're fairly basic, but like I think they're effective. Like when he like stabs a guy and like pins him into the wall. It's not like super super gory or anything, but I don't know. Pretty good. Or like when he like strangles the girl in the car. She's like screaming and kicking. Like I don't know, it's a good scene.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we can move on.
Hold on. I got a bunch of notes, but like none of them are very substantive. It does that thing where like a lot of old slashers do, where the main character finds all the side characters who were murdered, like all of their corpses at once. They did the same thing like Friday the 13th. But I forget, like, was there a movie that did that before this? Because I know this is like very influential, but like, that thing where it's like at the end they like find all the corpses like hanging around, and like they open the closet and one falls out.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't really seen enough classic horror or enough like older slasher movies to really be an expert of any kind on it. But
I wasn't aware that was a thing actually.
I like when Michael, he kills the one guy. He like pins him to the wall and kills him, and then he walks in like the girlfriend's like laying in the bed, and she thinks it's the boyfriend with a sheet over his head. But it's like, why did Michael take the time to put like a sheet over his head and glasses? Like, that was just kind of funny. He like just to extra like fuck with her, I guess. Okay. Now I'm just literally just reading my notes. Michael is slow as fuck. He really is. Like he's just like walks so slowly. It just like seems like if you ran really quickly, you would just get away from him.
I think he runs when you're not looking.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see that footage where it's just like running around, just like, I like the scene when he's like Michael's like breaking into the closet, Laurie's like hiding there, and he's like breaking in, and she's like stabs him with like a hanger. Like that's a good scene. It's effective, and the ending is good where it's like Loomis like shoots him and he like falls off out the window or something. Then he disappears, and Laurie's like crying, and it just kind of ends. I don't know. It just feels dark because it's like he's still out there. I don't know. I don't really have either too much to say about this one either. I know a lot of people love this movie, so maybe this discussion was disappointing, but I don't know. I don't love it as some people do. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's like a solid 7 in my opinion.
Definitely a 5 out of 10 for me.
5 out of 10 for me, dog.
I was disappointed.
Disappointment is immeasurable and your day is ruined.
That's how I felt after watching this fucking movie last night. It wasn't that bad, but I was disappointed. But anyways, speaking of another disappointment,
yeah, Friday the 13th, 1980. Man, we're gonna piss off the horror crowd with this one. So Friday the 13th from 1980 is a bunch of kids go up to Camp Crystal Lake.
Yep.
And they fuck and they smoke weed and then they get killed because you're supposed to
Pamela
not do that.
Is angry at the camp, I guess, for letting her son drown when he was there.
Yeah, she's angry at like those 2 camp counselors who like let him drown because they were like, "Oh, fuck him" or whatever. And then like she kills them in like the opening scene where it's like,
yeah,
I think. And then she just keeps killing people because, man, fuck them kids.
Yeah, because Pamela Voorhees is the killer in the first Friday the 13th, and not Jason.
Which I think is funny because like there's all these like brutal. Well, not that brutal. There's all these like people getting their throats slit and all this stuff, and then it's like just turns out it's like someone's mother. Like, man, this is gonna be a short ass discussion probably, but I really don't have a lot to say about this one. It's good. The kill scenes are good, but the rest is just kind of a bunch of filler, in a way.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a bit too long, and it's not even fucking long. It's 95 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could easily cut it down to about like maybe 75 minutes.
Yeah, it's just really basic. And I don't know.
Which really is kind of odd to see how it took off into a massive franchise that is known as today, when the first movie was a very painfully mediocre average slasher movie of its time.
Yeah, the best thing about this film is that it kickstarted the franchise, and like I'm not even the biggest Friday the 13th fan out there, but like I enjoy the sequels. Like Part 4 is really fun. I remember let's see, what else is there? Freddy versus Jason. I fucking love Freddy versus Jason.
Jason X is a little fun.
Yeah, they're fun. They're like fun. The sequels are a lot better, especially after 2. No, 2 is good. Actually, they're all like fun. I remember I remember getting like sick of it after a while because I binged them all. Like I said before, I binged all these horror movies last year, and so like I was kind of getting sick of it. But like I'm sure if I watched any of them separately at some point, I would probably enjoy them a lot more. But yeah, this one's just kind of like the kills are basic, the characters are really basic, and
Kevin Bacon's in it.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him until the ending credits. I was like, oh shit, Kevin Bacon was in this? What the fuck?
I've always kind of known Kevin Bacon was in this because I was surprised to find him in a horror in the fucking movie in the first place. I watched it when I was like fucking 10. But because I loved Tremors as a kid, so I knew who Kevin Bacon was.
Tremors full franchise episode when?
Shit, I kind of I like Tremors 1 and 2 a lot. I like
didn't
3.
Didn't one just come out in like 2020? It's like A Cold Day in Hell or something.
No, that was in 2017 or 18. I think the new one's fucking Shaker Island or some shit.
Yeah, I've only seen the first one, which was fun, but I haven't. Fuck it, let's ditch Friday the 13th and just talk about Tremors.
I own the first four, so because it came in like a fucking 4-pack. I quite like the first two. 3 isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, and 4 is pretty fucking terrible. But
They
when
look
I
like they get really bad after a while. Yeah, I just
costumes,
like how it's like a pure monster movie. You know, I don't know. There's something just fun about it.
yeah,
You know,
I
gotta
mean,
don't step on the
I like
ground.
the
Get some
setting a
worms.
lot, like desert setting.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about what's not good. Friday 13th.
It's not
Um,
terrible. I don't hate this movie. I mean, actually, when I watched it, this was one of the films I saw on the drive-in, and I really enjoyed watching it. It was like, oh, this is fun. You know, I had like pizza and wings and shit. And I was just, it was fun to watch. But like, I don't know, just kind of like, I just kind of flipped through it before this because I didn't rewatch it since it's like still fairly fresh in my mind after I saw it at the drive-in. I like flipped through it. It's like, yeah, this. I don't know. I feel like because everything's is better on a big screen. I mean, maybe not like really bad comedy that might not be better on a big screen, but seeing something on a big screen just makes it more fun. It just makes it more of an experience. And like, even though it's this movie, which I'm not a fan of, I don't know. I really enjoyed watching it at the drive-in theater, but yeah, like just at home watching it, it's just I don't know. It's meh.
um,
I like when the
I
guy has
it
it's
aged
like an
better.
arrow or like a knife like
Oh,
jammed through the back of his neck and it like comes out his
yeah,
throat. I like
that
that
was
scene.
Kevin Bacon. That was Kevin Bacon's that scene.
Oh,
Because he's
what?
on the fucking bed, and then it comes up through the bed and it like stabs him in the fucking throat.
Yeah, yeah. That's my favorite. That's probably my favorite scene in it.
It's
I also
probably
like when
yeah.
Jason's mother gets decapitated.
Oh yeah, that too. That's the fucking because fuck Pamela Voorhees because
Yeah,
she can't get over her fucking kid dying. Fucking God, Pamela Voorhees is fucking bitch. I'm just gonna say it.
all my homies hate Pamela Voorhees.
For real.
um,
Like this film aged better than it did in my memory, but like it's still not fantastic. I don't
yeah,
really have much to say about it other than the ending did not end like I remembered it ending.
yeah. That's actually one of the things I really. That was like one of the only things I remembered about it was the ending and the Kevin Bacon kill.
Cause like I fucking remember the ending. I swore the last shot of the movie was her being dragged under the fucking boat,
Oh yeah, yeah, same.
but
Yeah, it's
it's
like,
not.
which is actually kind of odd. I feel like that's a really good way to end the movie.
Yeah,
But yeah, she wakes up in a hospital or whatever.
and she's like, "Or is everyone dead?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What about the kid?" He's like, "What?" And like, "Jason." And they're like, "What?"
Who
And
the
then
fuck? Yeah, yeah, I like that last shot, little zombie Jason. But the one thing about that is like all the sequels, they don't take place that far after this. So like,
yeah.
does Jason age? Does he like age from a child? Because like in the second movie, he's like a full grown, big bulky, fucking. Who the fuck is the guy who plays him?
Um, look, I can't remember his fucking name for some reason, and I've seen him in movies without the
Uh,
fucking mask. Um, Kane Hodder?
yeah,
Is it Kane
actually,
Hodder?
is it
I don't know. I know Kane Hodder's the more famous one.
Ted White?
Who the fuck is Ted White?
um, hold up, I thought it was Kane Hodder. What the fuck?
It says in
Oh,
letters, it's
oh yeah,
R.
Crispin Glover is in the fourth one.
Yeah, I
Corey
hear
Feldman. I like the fourth one. The fourth one's really good.
Tom Savini did the makeup for this movie.
Ooh,
God bless Tom Savini.
Kane Hodder.
It's apparently Ari Lehman. Lehman is Jason in this movie.
Jason Goes to Hell is underrated.
That
one is so bad.
I have not fucking seen any of the sequels.
Besides, Jason Goes to Hell is one of those where it's like they took a completely unrelated premise and turned it into a Friday the 13th movie. It's like someone's like possessed or some shit. I don't even remember, but it's funny. Like, it's very lowly rated because it's not a good movie at all. But, like, it's really stupid and funny. The opening team is like a SWAT team just like blowing apart Jason, and it's just like, yeah, it's some of those sequels, man. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, that's Friday 13th for you.
Yeah.
And now we can talk about.
Oh, what would you rate this? When I saw it in the theater, I gave it a 6 out of 10, but I'm changing my rating to a 5 out of 10. It's like, nah. I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm also not the lowest. What the fuck? It's fine. It's very. It's okay.
I don't know if I want to give it a 5 out of 10, but I don't want to give it a 6. It's like a fucking
5.5.
Yeah, it's a good 5.5. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd, and I guess I'll keep it at that. I feel like that's fine because I didn't hate watching it.
Yeah, there's nothing like wrong with. I mean, there's nothing like. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like okay. It's like, it's fine. It's a slasher movie. There's kills. There's tits, but like I don't know. Wait, are the tits in it?
Fuck. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, same. I don't think there are. I remember seeing it on the big screen, being like, wait, are there? I don't think there's tits in this. Anyway, yeah, it's the sequels would make for a better discussion, but since we're just doing the the classics, because this is a classic. I mean, I feel like the franchise is more classic than this movie is. Like I'm not even sure if most people even know that it was Jason's mother in this, and that he didn't even show up with the iconic mask until the third movie.
I feel like that didn't become like a horror fun fact until Scream.
Because they say that at the beginning.
Yeah, is the reason she gets fucking murdered in the movie. But anyways, for Scream, my bad. It's the first fucking scene in Scream. Everybody knows she fucking dies in the movie. Anyways,
on to an actually good movie. I'm throwing too much shade, but like all these movies that we've watched, I like. So Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984, directed by Wes Craven, who seems to be a favorite of this podcast between my love for Last House on the Left and obviously your love for Scream. So we were actually gonna do a Scream episode, but since that new one's coming out, we just decided to wait until that came out to do Scream franchise, right?
Yeah.
So that will be coming eventually. But yeah.
Now we will sit here and talk about one of my favorite fucking horror movies of all time.
Same.
So Nightmare on Elm Street follows what's her fucking name? Nancy? Right?
Yes.
I don't remember her last name.
Nancy.
I was gonna say Willer, but that's fucking. That's
Nancy Thompson.
I don't remember if her.
Yeah, Nancy Thompson.
Anyways, the movie follows Nancy Thompson, and like, fuck, how do I start this?
There's basically people are having dreams, having some of them. I don't know. They're having dreams about a dude in a with knives for hands or fingers, who is creeping them out, and then people start dying and need to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Nightmare on Elm Street is about several Midwestern teenagers falling prey.
I just gave a description. I just gave a description. What the fuck?
I know. Yeah. Anyways, so where do we begin with this film? I mean, there's a lot to love here.
Yes, definitely. Wes Craven kind of smacking, not gonna lie.
Wes Craven is definitely.
He makes some Kino.
He's Kino Man for sure. He's one of the Kino Man. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yes. It's like the Avengers, the Kino Man. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
I really like this film, man. I don't know where to start with it for some reason.
I always forget that 19-year-old Johnny Depp is in this. I think he was 19.
Is this his first movie?
Yeah, it might be. Let me look.
I want to say it is because I feel like the opening credit scene says introducing Johnny Depp. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, he's in Platoon? What the fuck?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Wait, no.
I haven't seen Platoon.
I swear he got cut out of Platoon.
So, anyway, yeah, I always forget he's in this. He gets sucked into a bed,
which is one of the best deaths in the movie. But let's start out with the opening scene of a girl being stalked in her dreams by the titular man himself, Freddy Krueger, who, by the way, is played by Robert Englund and is absolutely fantastic in this movie.
Robert Englund?
He is... I was going to say the saving grace, but, like...
Nah, there's nothing about this movie that's bad that he has to save it from.
Yeah. He's probably my favorite of the slashers, at least the big four, I would say.
Yeah, he's very iconic because, like, you know, he's not serious. You know, he's like quippy and he's like goofy. You know, he like makes jokes and shit, which is fun. And like
at the time, I don't think was very like much a thing at all.
Yeah, because like something like Halloween or Friday the 13th, you know, they're just like the silent, cold killer. You know, like this, you know, he's like making jokes and puns, and like it gets more of that type of thing in the sequels.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, in this, it's definitely still there.
He's very forward. I mean, like one of the first fucking scenes in which he appears, I think, which is the first time he sees Tina. I think is her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tina sees him outside and he like fucking cuts his finger off. He's like, "Hey Tina, look at this."
Yeah, it's like squirting like green ooze.
Yeah, yeah, it's
for real.
But I don't know why we're so out of it all of a sudden.
I don't know.
We want to talk about worst.
Maybe we're never in it. Okay. Let's see. I remember seeing an image of Freddy with like his arms like all stretched out in like a book. It was like a movie book that was like greatest scenes or something at Ollie's Bargain Outlet. I don't know why, but for some reason all my like earliest horror memories are from Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Yeah, because that place is fucking horrifying. I don't know. I was like really young. I just remember it scaring me. And then I talked about it before, but there's a scene in Nightmare on Elm Street 2 which really scared me. So like I've always kind of known about this. I always knew about like Freddy even before I got into movies. I always kind of knew it was like the classic like Freddy Krueger. I don't even know why, but like I just thought it was something really creepy. And like eventually when I watched, it's like, man, there's actually a fucking Kino, you know.
I talked about this before we started recording, but I got introduced to Freddy through, I don't remember what movie it was, but he had a VHS. It was on a VHS tape, and I remember seeing the advertisements for the Nightmare on Elm Street VHS fucking like box set collection of all the movies together. And that was my introduction to the guy, and I remember the fucking trailer for the movie always scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah, and like now I realize it's not really that scary. I feel like the scariest element of this movie, you know, it is a slasher movie. Slasher movies usually aren't trying to be scary. They're just more for the gore and stuff. But like, what I think is really scary about this movie is the like insomnia element of it, like how they, you know, because you know he kills or he gets in through your dreams, which is a pretty creepy on its own. And they have to stay awake, and then they're just fucking like losing it after a while. I think that's a very creepy kind of tone and atmosphere for the film, but also I feel like it's a really good premise, but it's not executed in a scary way, if that makes sense. Even though it's really good, and I love this movie, it's one of my favorite horror movies ever, I don't really feel like it's scary because of the quippiness of, or the goofiness kind of Freddy. I feel like it never really takes itself seriously enough to be scary, but it doesn't take itself not serious at all like the sequels, where the entire thing's just to show like weird dream stuff and goofy kills.
Yeah. I don't know. Like some of at least in the first one, some of these scenes are pretty creepy, in my opinion. I feel like this movie is one of the more effective slashers in the creepy category, actually.
Yeah, I really love the first death in it, Tina's death. It just feels. Wait, was that the second one?
Because the opening scene, that fucking girl gets killed.
She doesn't.
Wait, does she?
Wait, no, that's.
No, I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's Tina, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning. Yeah, and then she, she like, what the fuck is his name? Rod? Like boyfriend? Guy who says, "Up yours with a twirling lawnmower," which is just goated dialogue. Anyway, she's like, they just had sex or whatever, and then like she gets like all cut up in her dream, and like you see her like shirt rip open, just like the cut marks just appear, and like the blood starts gushing out. Something about it is just really like brutal in a way, or like really like, ooh, I don't know, just like, and she's like screaming, getting like like pulled up onto the ceiling. Like I feel like that's one of the more effective kills probably in the whole franchise, because like the rest of them, they don't really take themselves that seriously. Like Johnny Depp's character, what the fuck is his name, Glenn, I think. Like when he's killed, it's pretty over the top. He like gets sucked into his bed, and the blood just gushes out. It actually reminds me of the Shining elevator a little bit, because there's like so much blood, like way more than is in the human body. And I don't know. I feel like the deaths, it still takes them seriously in this movie, though. Unlike the sequels, where it's just all, like all the characters. Like I really don't care if the characters in Friday the 13th die or not. That's the entire reason they're there. Where in this, I think they're actually good characters. Like I think Nancy's a good character. I think like Glenn's a good character.
Yeah, they're memorable.
And they actually make some smart decisions like this in this. Like they're not just like helpless victims. They're like, they actually, try and figure out what's going on. And like, like Nancy, she has the whole thing when later in the film she like has all the traps. She like does the fucking like Home Alone, has like a sledgehammer. I mean, there wasn't a sledgehammer in Home. Wait, was there a sledgehammer in Home Alone? I haven't seen Home Alone.
I don't remember it.
Anyway, she like Home Alone's her room. That's what I'm trying to say. Not that there's a sledgehammer hitting someone. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, she like makes all the little traps and shit, and like Glenn figures out what is it? I forget where it's from, but he says there's like Balinese, I think it was. There's like the Balinese dreaming way or something. Where it's like if you find a monster, you like turn your back on it.
Lebanese?
Balinese? I don't fucking know. What is that?
Lebanese? I don't know what Balinese is.
Balinese?
I don't know.
Balinese?
What?
It's this weird. Hold up. Balinese. I'm gonna yeet this in chat. Balinese?
Which chat?
In the
Balinese.
Balinese? Anyway, he says like something about the like dreaming and like something about like they actually look into stuff. I don't know, it just feels like they're actually good characters in this. Unlike other slasher movies where the characters don't matter at all.
Yeah, I agree that these characters actually feel like they belong in the film compared to like, Friday the 13th. It's just, they're obviously there to fucking die.
Yeah.
In Friday the 13th, they introduce a character who's like, oh, this gonna be the main girl? No, she's the first to fucking die.
Yeah. Yeah.
which threw me off when we watched. But anyways, like, also love just the general scenery and like imagery throughout this film, especially with the dream stuff, is very creepy and surreal. It's very
Oh, yeah, I love when Nancy's in school and she sees Tina in like a body bag.
yes, that seems
Um,
amazing.
yeah, and then she's like, uh, also the I forget at which point it is. I think it's like the first time Nancy like goes into a dream to try and like kind of figure out what's going on, and she's like running up the stairs and it's like
Yeah.
marshmallow. Like that's great.
Um. Yeah. A little fun fact about that scene. I don't remember who didn't like it specifically behind the scenes, but there is like a bit of a debate on whether or not the stairs should be like that. And eventually they did go ahead with it, and it turned out to be one of the most iconic like parts of the movie. But I just think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Why though?
Um,
Why
also,
was
like,
that heavily debated?
um, I think one of the producers or something just was like, or the director maybe really didn't. Yeah, I think it was Wes Craven did not like the stairs, like did not want that to happen, but they fought for it, and then it made its way into the film.
That's odd.
I know they
Okay.
debated the ending to the movie a fucking lot, and they had like a lot of different versions of the ending.
Yeah, I was gonna it's on the Blu-ray. It's on the Blu-ray I have. The other it's like a it said like what was it? It was like scary ending and then like happy ending and then like alternate ending. There are like three of them, and I wanted to watch them, but I got distracted with something else and I didn't. And like there were actually good bonus features. There was like a commentary too I wanted to see. But I got fucking it was like late and I got distracted with something and then it got too late to do anything more and then of course now it's now and I didn't fucking watch any of those features. But yeah, what do you think of the actual we can talk more about other parts of the movie, but what do you think of the actual ending of the film?
I don't remember which ending I liked the most that they talked about in this the movies that made us on Netflix. But I it's the fucking I don't like the ending they chose. It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, me
And
neither.
it's a bit too ominous for like because they pick up on Nancy in part three, and like this ending leaves it like open ended on whether or not Nancy's dreaming or not. I think.
Um so basically they like she figures out or she does the thing from earlier. Oh fuck, maybe we should go through the plot more before we get to the ending. um nah, we don't have to. So she like after Glenn is killed, she's like, all right, I'm gonna make traps and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab Freddy Krueger. And because earlier in the film they go to like a what is it, like a sleep like a sleep study hospital to
That's
center thing. I don't know what the fuck that is. And like a sleep research center. And she like grabs his hat, Freddy Krueger's hat,
yeah.
and comes back with it. And that's the whole thing. Then the mother like tells her like I actually really like this element of the movie. Like the mother tells her how Freddy was a child killer. Actually, is it clear whether or not he was a child molester? Because like on the
I don't think it was
Letterboxd,
a thing in the original.
yeah, because in the on the Letterboxd description of the original, it says child molester Freddy Krueger, and in the remake, which fucking sucks from the 2000s, he's a child molester. But like, they just I don't think they ever say that in the film. He's
They
just like a
say
child
child
killer.
killer. They say child killer specifically in the fucking movie.
Yeah, because like I know originally that's what it was supposed to be, but I think they like cut it. They changed it. Anyway, he was like a child killer, and all the parents, or like he was supposed to be put in prison, but like he got off on like a technicality. It's like about a warrant or something. And then like all the parents like went and like burned his boiler, or he was in a boiler room or something, and they like burned it down and killed him.
Yeah.
And for some reason now he's haunting. You know, he's like haunting him and killing everyone. Not sure why he is. Well, obviously like kind of for revenge on the parents.
Yeah.
but like I don't know how he's become like a supernatural entity. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I like that element of the film, and like anyway, way back, Nancy did that, and then the mother told her she has the hat, and then she figures, all right, so I can probably bring him out if I grab a hold of him as I wake up. And she does that, and he's like, I really like the scene when he's like chasing her around the house, but he's like, he keeps like traps keep hitting him, and he like stumbles and like falls down, like falls over the staircase. He's kind of like bumbling in the real world. That's kind of funny.
Where he's on fucking fire and he's running up the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And then he like takes the mother into the dream world, and like Nancy and her father, they like walk in.
Yeah.
And like for some reason she's like she doesn't just like die or is killed like in like the other people were. She like lowers like into another realm.
And disappears.
Yeah, she just fucking like goes down, and then Freddy shows up, and Nancy's like, "No, you don't have any power over me." And like turns around because the Balinese did that. Then he disappears. And I was like, "What?" And then it cuts to like the next day, and like all the friends are okay, and Nancy drives off, but then the car turns into like
the fucking, why can't I think of the term for it? The top of the car, because it's convertible. Not the hood.
Anyway, yeah, the top of it turns into like it's like striped, like Freddy Krueger's sweater, his colors, and it drives off, and then like Freddy Krueger like reaches out and pulls the mother through the a really cheesy shot of like it cuts to like an obvious like dummy or something, and like he just pulls her through like the door window. And I'm not sure how you're supposed to take that. Is it supposed to be that it was Nancy's dream and that she didn't actually like defeat in quotes Freddy Krueger, or was it supposed to be that that was the mother's dream and the mother, like, you know, that was her dream before Freddy killed her? Because I forget in Dream Warriors, because Nancy's in Dream Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. Do they mention if the mother's still dead or not?
I believe she's dead because a plot point in Dream Warriors, spoilers for Dream Warriors, is that they visit Nancy's dad and he's like a drunk at a bar now.
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay, so yeah, that I think that last or like that last little section there, I think that was probably the mother's dream before Freddy killed her.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is kind of ambiguous. It almost feels like maybe, like, you know, maybe Nancy didn't win at all. If you're just taking this film in as without any of the sequels or anything, it's like it's not really clear if Nancy actually like defeated Freddy or not, which I think is cool. I think it's kind of like a kind of a dark ending, but like it's also kind of goofy. Like when she's like says like, "Oh, you know, you don't have any power," and then he like disintegrates. It looks really cheesy. I don't know. It kind of falls apart a little bit towards the end there, but I don't know. It's still good. I still like it.
The ending, you mean?
Yeah. Or the whole
Yeah.
film, actually.
Well,
I like
yeah,
the
I
whole
like
film.
the whole film, but like the ending, I think the ending's a little weird, but I mean, it's generally fine. It's definitely not a mark against the film at all.
Yeah.
But I keep wanting to mention this, but I keep like getting distracted. They're supposed to be in the fictional town of like is it like Springfield or Springville, Ohio?
Ohio.
Yeah, they're supposed to be in Ohio.
Hey, shout out my Ohio homies. Am I right?
Um,
Please nuke this fucking shithole of a state.
Springwood.
Springwood.
Springwood, Ohio, and they're very clearly filming in fucking California.
Yeah. I
Because
don't
there's a
remember.
whole
Do they
bridge
ever?
scene with Johnny Depp and Nancy, and I'm like, this is with palm trees in the background, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
not fucking Ohio.
I wish like that's how people fucking Ohio. They wish Ohio looked like that, but no.
Yeah. Instead, we just have a bunch of man. Fuck Ohio.
What was the saying? Oh yeah, there's an underrated shot I don't remember exactly which point it's at in the film. I don't know why I'm pointing this fucking shot out if I don't remember where it's at. But it's a very quick scene. I think it's the scene where Nancy's at school and she's like walking through at school, just reading, and he takes his hat off. It's a close up of his eye. And like that's a very cool shot, and it lasts like half a second.
Yeah. There's good shots in this movie, and like the classic when she's in the bathtub and the claw hand comes out, or the Freddy's knife hand like comes out between her legs. Like it's a cool shot.
Apparently, no one would like fucking film that except for like one guy. So they had like they had the tub, and then below the tub was like a little chamber where he was sitting, and you
Yeah.
have to stay under there while the fucking camera's rolling, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I
And
didn't really think about how they did that shot, because, like, yeah, she's there in the bathtub, and then it's, like, coming up between her legs, and, like, yeah, it must have been, like, someone had their arm, like, underneath the tub. Like, it must have been sealed somehow, so the water wasn't draining out.
Yeah, they had like a little compartment underneath his side of the tub, and he would like reach out with the claw, and then that's how they filmed that.
Hmm.
But he would have to stay submerged under while filming, so it's kind of a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
But they filmed it. Another thing is I mentioned the scene where Freddy's running up the stairs on fire. The stuntman was supposed to like fall down the stairs and not get back up, but instead he just fucking got back up and ran back up the stairs, and they just ended up keeping it for the film because it looks much better that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
And then of course there's the Johnny Depp death scene, which is like filmed in this rotating room or some shit. Because they film it upside down, obviously. It's like,
Yeah. But, like, they must have had everything in the room. They had to, like, glue it, like, to the wall or the, the ceiling to
yeah,
look like it was upside down, which is really cool. It's very good, very well done shot. Um,
yeah, it's one of the most, in my opinion, or it's like one of my favorite, most iconic horror scenes of all time for me.
yeah. It gets, like, sucked in, and the TV and headphones get, like, sucked in, too. I like
The
that.
volcano blood, because he's watching, like, America's Next Top Model or some shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think I said say about this film. Unless you
Lynn
have anything.
Shay shows up as a teacher.
Lynn Shay. Oh, yeah,
She
she's
was in, like, not Insomnia, what the fuck? She was in Insidious.
in Conjuring, right?
She in this Conjuring? I'm not sure. Hold on.
Wait, is she in the fucking country? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Insidious. She's like the psychic or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, she's in Insidious. She's not in The Conjuring. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm dumb.
She's in that new Grudge movie. That one was fucking terrible.
And she's in The Final Wish. I'm kidding. I don't know what that is. What the
And
fuck is this Dreamcatcher? I'm like looking at this poster, and it's a direct rip off of the fucking shot where Freddy is like leaning through Nancy's wallpaper.
what's it called?
Dreamcatcher, but with a K instead of a C. Poster
Fuck.
of the movie is a direct rip off of that shot from fucking Nightmare on Elm Street,
It is.
which is an amazing shot, by the
I'm putting this in my watch list just for the sake of it.
way. Lynch's in this fucking looks like a travesty of a film. In order to stop his bad dreams, oh my god. It's fucking Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff, is it not?
Kayla is forced to come to terms with Josh, her new stepson, after stealing an evil talisman. Okay.
What?
What the fuck? I don't know.
In order to stop his bad dreams, the young boy steals a dream catcher from a mysterious neighbor, forcing his family to rescue him from a dangerous entity. Ah, why? They say people don't set out to make bad films, but sometimes I fucking question that.
Yeah, some people, it might just be like a money laundering scheme.
Money laundering film is your avenue for that, but I mean, whatever floats your boat. Just stick with the mattress store selling.
Yeah, I don't think I have much more to say about it. I really love this film. I would give it a 8 out of 10. Solid horror.
It's a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Definitely one of my favorite 80s slashers. Actually, this might be my favorite slasher movie.
It might be. No, it's not mine. It's
What's
up there.
yours?
Scream is my favorite slasher.
Oh yeah, fuck it. It's not like The Collector. That's more would be considered, even though I don't like the term, like more of torture porn than slasher. Yeah, I might say The Collector, but nah, this is probably my favorite slasher movie. I love the very 80s. Such an 80s thing to have that type of song playing in the ending credits. I forget which song it is. It's like a very 80s rock song.
Damn, it just started pouring rain out of nowhere.
I really wanted to rewatch Freddy's Revenge and Dream Warriors, but I just didn't have the time. So that kind of sucks because that's the first three. People always say they're good. I mean, a lot of people don't like the second one, the really gay one, but I like that one. I like the gay one. More like Freddy's gay, am I right? Anyway, yeah, that and then people really like Dream Warriors, but I'm not the biggest fan of that one.
I like Dream Warriors. I think it's a fun film.
I should rewatch it. After that, I think it's just all downhill. They're not very. Maybe if, like I said before, maybe if I rewatched them now, I might like it more. But yeah, like Dream Child, Dream Master, New Nightmare. I'm just not a fan. The remake's fucking terrible with Rooney Mara. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm upset that Rooney Mara was apparently she chose not to act for the film or some shit.
Yeah, she just didn't give a fuck.
Really? You're getting paid? Just whatever. That really just is undermined the right word? Changed my opinion of her, even though I didn't really have one. She's now wow, you're trash.
It's a trash movie though, so honestly, she didn't ruin the movie by not acting.
Oh wait, she's fucking married to Joaquin Phoenix. I forget about that.
Yeah.
My man Joaquin.
So I think that's about it for our horror Halloween our Halloween special, our slasher episode. That's it for horror month as well. We got to do horror all month, so that's kind of epic.
Actually, we didn't really go into how much the landscape of slasher has changed over the years.
Yeah. We should probably give some thoughts on the genre as a whole.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that now.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about the history of slasher. I was gonna look into it. I was gonna watch documentaries about it. I was gonna read articles, but I was busy with shit. Damn.
Probably do some maybe future ideas for some episodes or special deep dives to genres, and we'll watch the essentials.
Yeah, definitely.
Film movements like French New Wave or some shit.
Ooh, or French New Extremity. Or Japanese New Wave. I'd love to do a Japanese New Wave episode.
Yeah, we can do porn. I'm just kidding. Maybe if there's a fucking, I know Caligula is actually supposed to be a
Oh yeah, with fucking Matthew. Wait, what the fuck is his name? What's the guy in Caligula?
I don't know.
This guy in Clockwork Orange. What the fuck is his name?
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell. I was gonna say Matthew McDowell.
Matthew. It's got a 2.6 on fucking Letterboxd in mine.
I want to see that. It looks good. I think I'd like it. But that's always my mistake. I always watch bad movies. I always see a movie and think, man, I think I'm going to be the one person who doesn't give that movie a low rating. And then I watch it and I'm like, damn, this is why it's lowly rated.
Yeah, I was going to do that with fucking Waxwork. Because I was like, I think this film sounds cool. Because I thought it was going to be like a fucking wax museum filled with like monsters and shit. Like come to
House of
life.
Wax?
Like Night of the Museum type vibes. But no, it's like you get sucked into every like presentation they have there. I'm like, what? Bobby fucking Briggs is in the movie too.
Anyway, back to horror as a whole, or genre. Slasher as a whole.
Slasher movies are not really popular anymore.
Yeah.
And we have it since
Yeah, what's like the last like really good slasher movie that came out?
fuck. I know there was tons of them in the 2010, not tens, but 2000s. But like after
even
the 2000s, they fell out.
Even something like like Halloween Kills that just came out recently. It's a slasher movie, but like it doesn't have that same feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels
did.
like it's trying to be character driven without actually having any real character to it.
The 2018 Halloween was actually pretty solid. If I, from my
Yeah,
memory, I've seen it
I
once.
don't like that one.
Oh,
You might like Halloween Kills actually, if you like that one. This one has a lot more kills in it. So, I mean, fuck, it is called Halloween Kills, but I didn't love it.
fuck. What is like last decent to good? That's not a sequel. You're next, maybe.
Oh, that one was good. I liked Your Next.
You're next.
You are next.
Um,
But yeah, as slasher as a genre,
people really like Terrifier. I don't fucking like that movie at all.
is there some kind of like bigger thematic theme of like the people killing teenagers who are having sex? It's like something like some kind of people are. Is there something there like some kind of fucking message or some shit?
I feel like there is, but I'm just too dumb to get it.
Like some kind of like not like oh virginity rocks. That's not what they're saying. It's like some kind of I don't
Actually, I'm
know like
kind of like I googled it because I'm dumb, and I forgot we forgot some very like modern solid stuff, or not solid stuff, but the fucking Fear Street movies came out recently, and those are slashers.
I didn't watch it. I really don't have any interest because they don't. I heard that they're like very tame for slasher.
The first one is not actually. The second one felt like it was going to go all in 1980s slasher, and they really just didn't show any fucking death on screen for some reason.
Ew.
But the first one had some really fucking good kills towards the end for some reason.
I guess there's like Last of the Grads with fucking Critical in it.
Happy Death Day. I didn't see that actually, but
that was more of a comedy.
I mean, are slashers not some?
Yeah, slasher comedy, but
yeah. Freaky came out last year. It
was okay.
Okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Terrifier, I fucking hate that movie.
I kind of want to see it.
I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it's good. And I mean, those are like the main slashers I can think of. Slashers are definitely not. I'm just repeating myself at this point. Malignant just came out. That was going for Giallo style, but it fucking.
Oh, Malignant. Yeah, we gave our thoughts on that.
But
I don't think I have much more to say about slasher genre as a whole. I really do feel like every movie we just talked about now we'll probably be revisiting in the future.
Under different contexts.
What?
Under different contexts.
Yeah, just like, whether we're talking about like our it's just like the franchise. Definitely I'd like to do the full franchise episodes for a few of those. Especially I'd do Nightmare on Elm Street. That'd be fun. I don't really have much more to say about slasher genre as a whole. Do you?
No, I don't. Slasher. I want to say like I'm a fan, but at the same time I'm not. They're not typically what I go. I don't seek out slasher films, even though I like. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on slasher as a genre.
I enjoy it. I don't love it. I enjoy it.
Giallos, but I have liked every Giallo I've seen except for Malignant.
I really haven't seen a lot of Giallo. I think like the only Giallos I've seen are like Suspiria and like Don't Torture a Duckling.
Fucking Dressed to Kill is amazing.
I want to see Torso.
I've not seen Torso. Deep Red, who was wrecked it was a couple. Van introduced me to Deep Red, so Deep Red. Shout out to Van and Movies and More. But Deep Red's fucking sick. But yeah.
Looks good.
Should we move on to questions now?
More like question. So basically this week, I'm a fucking idiot, as we all know. And I didn't ask. So usually what I do is on the 2 Discord servers I'm on, because I know a lot of my audience are on those 2 servers. There are people who aren't, but I know a good portion of people who listen to the podcast are on those 2 servers. I ask questions in the podcast channel I have on those 2 movie servers. Movies and More and Nerds at Film Street. Shout out. But I ask, what kind of question? Okay. I ask for questions for the episodes, and people ask questions if they want to. But I forgot to do that this week, and so the only question we got is from Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So shout out Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He's a chill homie. He said, "What is the most based horror movie?"
Based horror movie. What does that mean?
If you consider American Psycho a horror movie, that movie's based as fuck.
No, a based horror movie.
Maybe like Gutterballs. Gutterballs is based, but it's not good. Fuck. I don't know. I'm sorry, I failed. What? Martyrs is based. Saw is based. I don't fucking know. Is that it?
I don't know how to answer the question. Sure.
Okay. Oh shit! I'm gonna ask. Nah, fuck it. That's our singular question because of my failure. This episode will be out on Halloween. So you'll be listening to this on Halloween, hopefully, unless you're listening to it later. So happy Halloween and Merry New Year. Nope, that's not it. So what the fuck are we gonna talk about next episode?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
So we had a guest. Fuck it. So Arthur, everyone's fan favorite Arthur, was supposed to come back next week. And we had a certain episode planned out. But I also forgot, because I'm an incompetent moron, I forgot to ask Arthur if he's good for next weekend. And we're recording. So this is embarrassing. But basically we don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about next week. But whatever it is, I'll leave an update video midweek or whenever we figure out what we're going to talk about. So I'll leave like a little update saying like, all right, so this is what we're going to be talking about next week or next episode.
Cheers.
Is there anything we should say Halloween related to just wrap it up?
I don't know. I feel like I've watched a lot of fucking movies this month, but I still feel disappointed in my watching. I've watched more movies this month than any other month this year, but like, I feel like I should have watched more horror movies. I feel like I could have done better because horror is my fucking favorite genre.
Same. Last year, I watched 144 horror movies in like 2 months, just because I wanted to catch up on stuff I hadn't seen. This month, I watched like I don't know 15. Like, yeah, I'm kind of slacking this month. Not gonna lie.
I mean, last year I really slacked, but I had some other things to deal with outside of movies. But this year
Yeah, I'm gonna
definitely
try
be
and catch up
better.
over like tomorrow and on Halloween as well.
Definitely gonna try to squeeze in I want to fucking watch all of the Friday 13th before I don't know if they're gonna leave Peacock uh at the end of the month, but I'm gonna try to squeeze them in this weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I should have watched more, but yeah, I'm gonna try and squeeze in like let's see, what do I have in my fucking damn. My dad wants to watch The Shining with me. But I just watched that movie like 3 times. Okay, let's see. I might rewatch The Exorcist because that's like one of my favorites. I might watch The Beyond.
I'm gonna have to fit an elephant sitting still in, and that's not a horror movie, but I'm going to watch that this weekend.
It's horrifying in an existential, depressing way.
Great, perfect, what I need.
Yeah, definitely try and watch that. That's a fucking amazing film. But yeah, that's about it, everyone. So goodbye. See you next week. I actually see you in my midweek update. So
What midweek update?
Well, I'll have to do an update saying whatever we're going to talk about next episode.
Oh yeah, true.
And yeah, so penis
colada.
Penis colada. She like penis colada.
You kind of get it. Okay.
What?
None.